In this video, we're going to take a look at how to do linear regression with Excel. So in this video, we'll first create a scatter plot with some data that we're given. Then we'll find the least squares regression line, and then we'll find the Pearson Correlation Coefficient with Excel. Let's jump right into it. We're only going to do one example in this video, and the source of the data that this comes from is this Worldometer's website on oil consumption per year. We look at years from 2009 to 2015. World oil consumption in billions of barrels of oil, according to that website, were correspondingly these numbers. Now, before I can find a least squares regression line in Excel, what we do is we create this, we input this data into Excel. So let's go ahead and do that. So here I've done that. I've put the year as my X value and the amount of oil in billions of barrels as my Y value. All right. Now I use the X values of the year. Other times people may use like an X value of 9 to represent the year 2009, and then the X value of 10 would represent the year 2010. Also, if you want to use the year 0, the X value of 0 to represent 2009, then the X value of 1 could represent 2010. Obviously, I didn't do that. I just used the actual year as my X value, but you can do it either way that you would like. So anyways, I'll go highlight this data and then insert over here in the charts, I'll insert a scatter plot. Now that scatter plot, it'll name itself oil Y. Technically, it's just any scatter plot. If you wanted to have a better title, you can just adjust that. So there's the scatter plot of our data. Obviously, Excel starts my x-axis at 2008 and ends it at 2016. And then it starts my y-axis at 31 and ends it at 35.5. If you wanted to adjust that, you can go into here and adjust those things if you don't like those. Also, if you want a new format, a different format, you can pick out the types of styles that you may want. If you want a blue background, or if you want a black background, or if you want your points to be a little bit more, stand out a little bit more, then obviously there's all kinds of different stylistic choices you can make using that, using these styles on the chart design menu. But what we're asked to do is to find the least squares regression line after we've done this scatter plot. So if we go to trend line, if I want to find the least squares regression line, the best thing I can do is go to more options and then click on the linear trend line. And then you can display the equation and display the R squared on the charts. Now here we have our equation and our R squared displayed. You can see that obviously the font is very small. You can increase the font by just highlighting that and making it bigger. In our case, we see that the least squares regression line is y equals 0.5611x minus 1095.6. The rounding there is standard, whatever they want to round it at. And then it gives you an R squared. Now, R squared is not the same thing as your Pearson correlation coefficient, but it is actually the square of your Pearson correlation coefficient. So if you want to find your Pearson correlation coefficient, then one way to do it is just take the square root of this R squared. And if you take the square root of 0.9847, you get 0.9923. So the correlation coefficient is 0.9923 because of that. Now, using the scatter plot is not the only way to get this least squares regression line and our Pearson correlation coefficient. In fact, let's say you wanted this least squares regression line to have more decimal places, then whatever the you're kind of bound by this scatter plot on how the computer wants to round your decimal places. So if I want to find the least squares regression line in a more formal way, one way I can do it is by using the formulas embedded into Excel. So the least squares regression line, I just pick um, an open entry box, and I say equal, and then LINEST is giving me the least squares regression line. What I do first is highlight the known Y values. So that's B2 and then colon, and then B8, and then comma, then I highlight the known X values. That's A2 colon A8. And then I end it and I hit enter. Notice what that does. Let's make this a little bit bigger. In these two boxes, not sure why that one's giving me an 11. In these two boxes, it gives me my coefficient of X and my y-intercept of my line. So least squares regression line is y equals 0.561074143 times x minus 1095.604286. And if you want to go out more decimal places, then this is not going to let you. You can go out a lot more decimal places using this. In the same way, if I want to find my Pearson correlation coefficient, all I have to do is find an empty box, hit equals PEARSON, and then parentheses, array 1, array 2. We just highlight the X values in one of the arrays, and then highlight the Y values for the other. It actually doesn't matter which way you do that. You can highlight the Y values first and then the X values second. So you could do B2 B2 colon B8 and then comma A2 colon A8. Or you could do like I've just typed in here. And sure enough, we get 0.9923, which was exactly what we got when we took the square root of 0.9847 earlier. So we can use the formulas that are embedded, which are line EST or line ST, and then Pearson. Those two formulas give us the least squares regression line and the Pearson correlation coefficient in Excel. Recall that was from this data set here. This is not the best of data sets because it doesn't have very many entries, but it does show how to do the process in Excel. We created the scatter plot, and then we created the regression line and Pearson correlation coefficient, both from the scatter plot itself and then also using the formulas in Excel. All right, and this is what we got in those cases.